He made over $300,000 a year and felt trapped. A guy in his late 30s, big job. It looked like success until we ran the numbers. Despite the income, he had no buffer, no freedom to slow down, no room to breathe. He told me, I feel like I've built this whole life I can't afford to stop maintaining. And that stuck with me because it's not rare. And if someone on that kind of income can end up stuck, what does that mean for the rest of us if we're not paying attention? It often all comes down to one number that most people never track. And in this episode, we're going to talk about a super powerful tool that can quietly shape your entire wealth journey, your lifestyle burn rate. The problem is when we work hard to earn more, we feel like we deserve to enjoy it. We're surrounded by temptation. Everything is available at the click of a button, making it harder to resist the finer things in life. And the media tells us that financial outcomes for the young are so terrible that it's easy to buy into the idea of why bother trying. Although you hope it will all work out, maybe secretly you worry that your financial ship is sinking. But the opportunity, if we get this right, is that when we're mindful of our finances, we work harder for more reward and choose to look after our future selves too. We get better at selectively indulging in things we love, but we learn to moderate. And we stop buying into the whole idea that our financial future is screwed. We start to compound our confidence that we are on the path to financial success. So lifestyle burn rate, it's a simple number, but it affects everything. Our ability to build wealth, how much risk we can take, and how soon you can step away from work if you want to. So this isn't about budgeting, it's about stewardship. How will you care for what flows through your hands? So what is lifestyle burn rate? It's what you spend divided by your after-tax income. So if you earn $70,000 and you spend $65,000, your burn rate is 92%. That means you're saving 8%. That's your margin for wealth building, investing, or navigating any kind of disruption. So let's look at two people. One gets a pay rise every year and spends all of it, and the other gets the same pay rise but keeps their lifestyle the same. The first person stays stuck. They look successful, but maybe you could call them the working rich. All income, no buffer. The second builds margin, and over time that margin becomes wealth and eventually freedom. This isn't hypothetical, it's the reality for many high earners, doctors, pilots, people who find themselves working well into their 70s because their lifestyle demands it. So let me draw this out for you. When we think about our lifestyle burn rate, what we're really asking is over some period of time, what is our total spending divided by our after-tax income rate? And that percentage represents the lifestyle burn rate. So if, for example, we earn $100 and we spend $100 over some period of time, then our lifestyle burn rate is 100%. If we make $100 but we only spend $80, then our lifestyle burn rate is 80%. And the thing to understand when we look at this over time, if this axis represents money and this is time, what happens when we get into the workforce is we know that our living expenses are gradually going to increase. This is our living expenses. You know, the nature of life is that it gets more expensive over time. But what we have to decide is, what are we going to do with our lifestyle burn rate? So when we first start work, the difference between our income and our living expenses might be very small. But as we progress through life and maybe we earn more or we get a better paying job, the question is, do we end up with a gap? Because the reality is this is the fuel that we are going to use to generate wealth. And if there is no gap between these two lines, then it is almost impossible to use any surplus to generate assets and wealth outside of our income stream, which means that the capacity to move towards financial stability or financial freedom is incredibly difficult. So what we want to do is be mindful of trying to create as big a gap as possible without completely starving our lifestyle. So the key truths to sit with: the higher your burn rate, the lower your capacity to grow your wealth. The more you can control it, the more resilient you become. The lower it is relative to your earnings, the easier it is to build your wealth and eventually replace your income. Even if you're not tracking it at least yearly, you're likely drifting, even if you're earning well. And the people who say they'll rein it in later, they rarely do it. If your income is on the lower side, then this number matters even more. So what to do next? Start by simply calculating it. Lifestyle burn rate is your spending divided by your after-tax income. Track it for the year, or better yet, track it month by month to see how it moves. This one habit gives you more self-awareness than most spreadsheets or advice columns ever could. And remember, this isn't about restriction, it's about clarity, so you can direct your income in a way that serves you. Your income gives you options, but only if you don't let lifestyle expansion eat it all. Knowing your burn rate helps you break the cycle of working harder just to stand still. And if you want more ideas like this, join my free weekly newsletter, The Wealth Game Plan. Simple, powerful, and focused ideas on what actually moves the needle.